Hello friends, welcome to eVideoTuition. We know about many automation tools which greatly depends on programming languages for core scripting, making it almost tough for an individual having less programming knowledge to use the tool without some kind of training. In this non-technical tutorial, I am going to talk about an automation tool for manual tester. Yes, you heard me right. In this training session, I am going to show you simple, easy and efficient way to automate routine tasks without much knowledge of programming and automation background using lightweight automation tool Selenium IDE. So, without wasting much of your valued time, I quickly start with the introduction of Selenium IDE. Selenium IDE is the first member of Selenium Automation Suite and the simplest one to use. It is actually an add-on of Firefox browser which does provide graphical user interface to record user actions. Being part of Selenium Suite, Selenium IDE is free and offers easy installation. One of the main features of Selenium IDE is that you don't need to have prior programming skills to automate flows which further help in quick and easy debugging. Selenium IDE scripts execution is way faster than execution being performed by any other automation tool. Additionally, it also provides option to control the execution speed. Selenium IDE scripts could be exported to form acceptable to other tools for execution, including Selenium Webdriver. Benefits of using Selenium IDE is to help in quick scripts maintenance, which further adds to immediate automation return on investment. Now let me quick start with the tool demo.
So first actually what you do is you open the Mozilla browser and then you go to the tools as you see on the screen, and then you go to the add-ons, and on add-ons page you search for Selenium IDE on the search box on the right hand side, Selenium IDE, and then you click on the search. So basically you are just searching for the add-on. This will show you a lot of options for the Selenium IDE. The Selenium IDE button is not the one actually we are looking for, so we'll have to scroll down a little further, and as I don't see the option, I click on more options and it takes me to the Mozilla add-on page. Again, I need to scroll further down to actually locate my Selenium IDE extension or the add-on. So yeah, here you see the Selenium IDE extension. I click on it to make sure that it is the right heading. I read the description, and then once I verify that this is the right heading, I click on the add to Firefox. It will start the processing, and then once the installation is complete, it will ask me to relaunch the browser. Once the browser is relaunched, you see the Selenium IDE as one of the toolbar option. So couple of things to observe when you actually first time click on the Selenium IDE. The base URL bar, which is the the web URL, it records the web URL actually you are using for the recording the test sequence. And then here you have the execution speed controller. So this is one when you actually execute the script, you have the option of expediting the process or controlling the execution speed of the particular script. So we'll see how to use this one. When you actually open the Selenium IDE for the first time, you see the red button over there, and it looks like it is pressed. So this red button is actually the recording button. Okay, so when you open it, it is by default pressed. That means the Selenium IDE is ready to install, ready to record the test sequence. Okay, so I now click on to record the test sequence, and for the recording the test sequence, I use the Selenium main website to show you how it does the recording. Okay, so now I go to the Selenium HQ website and just typing the URL there. It launches the Selenium home website. So I'm clicking here on the different tabs. Okay, I am just making sure that it does the right thing. I'm clicking some of the objects just to record some of the test events, then clicking support, and then clicking about button. Okay, I think I'm done with my test recording. I go back to Selenium IDE, and I see there are a lot of test sequence actually being recorded by the tool. Okay, the first thing when I'm done with the recording is I will go to the Selenium IDE and I will press this button to stop the recording. So this stops the recording. Now it will not further record any of the things. So as I mentioned, this is the base URL. So this is the application you are testing using the Selenium IDE, or this is the application actually you are automating test sequence for. So the very first command that you see, actually you don't need to even deep dive into what are the things, but still, like I want to make you really expert in Selenium IDE by this session, so I am just explaining what actually all these commands mean as well. So the first command is open. Opens means launch the browser, launch the URL. Okay, so since we launched only the parent URL, you see the / here. After this you see the assert title. Now what is this actually? Okay, so to explain this term, actually I have one slide. So when we talk about the assert commands actually, when assert command or assert step fails, it completely abort the execution. That means the execution stops there in that itself. It does not execute any of the script further there. However, in case when a verification point in Selenium IDE fails, it still continues with the execution and it still logs the failure. So you need to really decide when you need to use assert command or when you need to use verify command. So the right point for using the assert command is to check the login. When you actually log into the application, you would like to make sure that the login is successful. So once you are done with entering the login credentials and you click on the submit button, you would like to check whether you have landed on the correct page or not. So for that, you would like to use assert command. Okay, and thereafter, like once the login is successful, now you are actually doing with the routine verification or some kind of verification just to make sure that you are actually going correct and could not be the script requirement. That time actually you can use a set of verify commands. Some of the commonly used commands are assert title, and so corresponding command for the verify is verify title. So you see almost same kind of commands for assert as well as verify. So only thing is just you need to decide what type of command at what point of time you would like to use. Hope you all are clear about the differences in these two types of command, because this is important. Selenium IDE mostly use only these two types of verification. So you should be very clear about the differences in two. Okay, so as I said, assert title is actually verifying the title of the web page that we just launched. Okay, so this is one kind of verification which actually Selenium IDE itself introduced. We did not actually record this step, but Selenium IDE by default included this. And there is a reason why it is included, because in option, if you go to the option, actually I wanted to cover it a bit later, but let me just cover it. When you go to the option, there is a checkbox actually checked for this one, and which says that record assert title automatically. So this checkbox is by default clicked when you open Selenium IDE for the first time. So since this checkbox is clicked already, this assert title has been recorded or has been included by Selenium IDE. Let me proceed further. So click and wait. Okay, after we launched the application, I clicked on one of the tab which was project. So there is a command from that, click and wait, and then again it verified the title of the application. After that I clicked on the download tab. Let me go to the application as well. So these are the tabs actually I navigated. So first I clicked on the project, so this one is for project. Then second I clicked on download, this one is for download. Again it is verifying the title of the download page, and same for like documentation and so on. So it clicked on some of the elements that I clicked on the web page. Okay, and then it clicked on some other options like support and about in the last. So for execution there is an option available here. Okay, so this option says play current test case. As you see on the favorite menu, it shows about the play current test. That means this is it is talking about this test sequence that we just recorded. So I click on this play button and it will start with the execution, and it will be very fast this time, so you observe it. Yeah, and it is complete now. I know you might not have seen it. So, and for that actually we have option here. So when actually I executed first time, it was this execution speed was fast. So let me slow it down little to the medium, or rather to the slowest one, so you people observe it. And let me re-execute the script. I click on the play button again. It launches the web page. It clicks on the project. Now it clicks on the download, then documentation. Now it is clicking on the web element, C# Python. It should go to the support page, and it should then afterward go to the about page. I think the test execution is complete. Let me go back to the Selenium IDE and see. Yes, it is complete. The green status here shows the execution is complete and successful. And as you see here, the runs and the failure. So in runs it shows 1, and in failures, of course, there is no failure, so shows 0 here. Okay, here there is one important thing to be observed. There is a difference, like it is light green sometimes, it is dark green sometimes in the background. So there is a significance, there is a meaning of it. When actually you are doing a kind of operation or action on the web page, that time actually and if that step is passed, it will highlight that step with the light green color. So as you see here, all the steps that are related to any kind of actions and are successful, those are highlighted with green color. And if the step is having a verification, then it is being highlighted with darker green color if it is passed. Okay, so this is one thing. It is a visual representation of the execution. So when actually you execute, that time also you know, okay, what particular step it is failing. So it is really easy to actually go back to the step there, then and there itself, and fix the mistake that it is causing, or fix the change in the application there itself. And let me show you what actually happens when a particular script is failed. Okay, so I'm intentionally putting some random value to one of the test step, so it fails when I actually execute the script. Okay, and this is one step for the operation, and now intentionally let me change it to actually verify title, so that you know it still continues with the execution. Okay, now I'm changing it, and I'm intentionally changing the title to something else, so it should fail this step here as well. Now I again execute the same script. I click on the play button. Okay, it launches the page, parent page. It goes to the project tab, should go to the download, yes, then documentation, yes, and now it should fail somewhere. Yeah, it is failing now. So anyway, like the point is actually, if any step which has any action, if it is failing, it will highlight it with the light color of either green or red. It depends on whether it is passing or it is failing. And same for the verification, but it will highlight it with a bit darker color. So far what we have done is we have just recorded the testing sequence. Now if you want to actually introduce something, or you want to, after the recording is done, you want to include something, so how would you do that? So for that, let me just delete it. Okay, so what I have done is, like, you know, when you right click on the this table where actually the steps are recorded, you see a lot of options. Cut option is there, typical options like cut, copy, paste, delete. Okay, so these are like the Windows command, the standard Windows command. And along with this, you see insert new command, insert new comment. Okay, then clear all will completely erase all of these steps here. Then toggle breakpoint, set clear start point, and execute this command. Okay, so let me start with the bottom first. Okay, execute this command means it will only execute the command which you have highlighted. Okay, let me do one thing where actually we are. So let me just click on the support. Okay, this is the support. This particular step is the one which will click on this support tab. Okay, what I do is I right click on this tab and I click on this. option, select this command, and you see that it clicked on the support tab. So it just executed a particular step out of your test sequence or a lot of steps that you have recorded. So this is one thing. Then the second last option is about set clear start point. Okay, in some cases you would like to change the start point. By default the starting point is your first command, okay, but you may realize that okay, I want to change my start point. I want to actually start somewhere from, okay, once I clicked on the download page, I'm changing my starting point, and now actually my script should start from here. This should be my starting point. I am now on the download page already, and my script execution, when I click on the play button, it should start the execution from here instead of from the starting point, which is like the open and launching the URL. So what I do is I just right click on this step and select this option, okay, and there is a shortcut also available. So it shows the one kind of triangle, green triangle, which is actually symbol for the play, and it shows that okay, you have set the start point for this script. And when I click on this button, it should actually start the execution from here. Let me show you. So it will it starts with the clicking on the documentation tab. It is doing something else, and then it is going to support page and then on the about page, and you see the execution is complete from the point. And as you see, these steps are still white background. This has not been executed, so Selenium IDE has not updated the, you can say, the background color has for these steps, and it actually started with this one. When you again right click and you select this option, it will clear the start point. So now the starting point has been cleared. Then there is a toggle breakpoint. Okay, in some, like if in case you find that my script has to be updated, or at some point of time you would like to halt the execution, so there is an option for that, and that option is actually the breakpoint. I put the breakpoint here. What it will do is it will stop the execution here when the step has been encountered during the execution. So now let me again click on it, and it will execute until the download button or download tab has been clicked, and then on this step it will stop the execution. It will actually halt the execution. I click on it, it opens the Selenium web page, it goes to the project and it clicks the download page, but it has not performed the assert title verification. Okay, it paused the execution, and since the execution has been paused, you see this play button has been changed. Actually there is an option now, it is enabled, and which shows that okay, now if you click on this button you can resume the execution from there. So I click on it, and then it performs the execution for the further steps. Okay, so breakpoint is just to make sure you want to reach somewhere and then you want to analyze some of the things, and then from there again you want to resume the execution. So whatever execution we have performed here, there is a by default logging here. As you see on the bottom, there are a couple of options here. The very first option is the log option. So when we actually execute it, it shows the execution status or execution details in the log. Though the logging is not actually great, but it is still enough to understand what actually has been done by the Selenium IDE. Okay, so this is one thing that, and you have the couple of options here to adjust, do some kind of adjustment with the log, and you can even clear it out. When you click on it, it clears the console output. Reference, actually reference tab is for when actually you click on, say, click OK. So when this is kind of a command, so what you see on the right left side on the table is all the commands. So when actually click on this thing, it shows up okay, what actually that commands means, what is the parameter that it takes, and what actually it does this, the definition of the command. So it's kind of documentation is what actually a reference tab gives us. Okay, so now I go to the file menu to show some options here. Like the very first option is to of course show save the test script. So far you see is untitled, and then it is actually marked asterisk as well. So asterisk is anyway, untitled also means that it is not saved, but we can also save any script with untitled name as well. But asterisk is the mark, it shows the particular script has not been saved. So what we do is we go to this one and save test case. Okay, it saves the script in HTML format. So I give some a name test demo and save it, and as soon as I give it and save it, I should see the name here updated on the test pan. So this is one thing. Then save test case, we can also rename the test case by clicking on this option, save test case is. Then as I said that the one of the great feature of Selenium IDE is exporting the script into the other form which is like acceptable to the other I would say IDEs, and of course Selenium Webdriver. So this is one of the things that actually I was talking. So what you can do is like you can actually export your script to the Selenium JUnit Webdriver format also. So when you click on it, it gives you the option to save it. Yeah, so the first command is like open, and it will open the Selenium HQ website. It will the next command is to verify the title. Third one is to click on the project, as we have already seen. Again, it will verify the title of the web page, and the next step is to store the text. A particular text actually I want to store in a variable, and after that I want to actually output the value of that variable. So in this case, what I'm doing is actually using this store text command. There is a link which is like a download Selenium, and I want to store the text of it into my variable which is button name. Okay, so in button name I'm capturing the caption of that button, and then in the next command, which is echo command, I am outputting the value. So this is the way actually we store the value in one of the variable, and then we output using the echo. So now I'm running this. Let me just slow down the execution, and I'm now running it. Okay, it is going, it is clicking on the red button, asserting the title. Okay, so now let me show you here. Let's go to the console and see what actually it has outputted. So it has outputted here the button caption is download Selenium. So this is what button actually I have tried capturing the caption for. So this button has a download Selenium caption. This caption was stored in this variable, and then this variable was outputted using the echo command. And so you see the value here, button caption is download Selenium. So this is how we store the variable, or store the values in the variable in Selenium IDE. So this is one example for that. Selenium IDE does support regular expression for the verification. So regular expression pretty much actually, at least on high level, we know that it does give you the option kind for verifying the elements. So when you are not sure about the format, when you are not sure about the text string that you want to verify, or the value that you want to verify, and you have some clear a very fine idea about what actually is to be verified, then that time regular expression play a very big role. So the good thing is Selenium IDE does support it. And how does it support is like using the verify text or any verification command. Okay, you use the locator. Okay, and now locator actually is, let me actually run this scenario so I show it. So yes, so the last step has been done. So verify text has been verifying whether, okay, since I know what actually I have verified, but I just want to show you one more good feature about the Selenium IDE, and which is like highlighting the element on the web page. And for that you use this option. There is a find option here, and you use this option for highlighting the element on the web page. Okay, so I click on this, and you see it has been highlighting it with the yellow. I hope you all people see it on the top. So user group is something that I am verifying, and for that actually, since I am verifying the text of the user group, I suppose I am not sure whether it will be always in uppercase user group will be always start with the uppercase or not. So what I have done is I have put the regular expression for that. Okay, and how I have used the regular expression is regex and colon, and then capital bracket or the bigger bracket, and then I have put the regular expression value here, and then rest of the information. So this is how regular expression is used in Selenium IDE. So out of these two value, the capital U or the smaller u, if any of the pattern is found during the execution, it should pass the execution, or it should pass the verification point actually. So this is how a regular expression is used. This is just one example. There are multiple ways of using the regular expression and how effectively we can use it. But just a simple basic example is what actually I'm trying to cover here. Since it is not full-fledged automation tool, there are some limitations with the Selenium IDE. And the very first limitation is about protecting the sensitive information like password. It does not encrypt, it does not encode the information like password or any kind of sensitive information. So this is one of the limitation that is there with Selenium IDE. The other one is of this Firefox plugin, and so it does not provide the recording option in any other browser. So you have to, if you want to record any test sequence, you need to use Firefox only. There is no direct option available for data parameterization also. If you want to use multiple set of values to see what is the outcome for those multiple set of values, you need to, there is no options. But with the help of extension or indirect way, you might be able to achieve it. So this is something like, now direct supporting Selenium IDE, and of course it does not perform database testing as well. So these are the limitations.
Hope you enjoyed watching this video. If the tutorial was helpful, please do like it and share it with your friends. You would also like to visit my website and subscribe to my channel for getting the latest update. Thank you.